Hello, my friends. From today, we are going to make chatbot application with Dialogflow API provided by the Google. I think it is really interesting APIs we are going to use for this chatbot application. And without further ado, I am going to let you see what kind of application we are going to make. So we are going to make this kind of application you've just seen. So in these applications, we are going to use the ReactJS for front end and the Node for the backend. And we will use the ExpressJS for the framework, and we will use the MongoDB for database. And lastly, we will also use the Dialogflow API provided by the Google. So I try to make this tutorial as soon as possible. I think all of the video will be uploaded in just 1 month. I will really try that. Anyway, thank you for watching all of my tutorials, and see you in our next video. Thank you. Hello, my friends. From this video, we are going to really start making our chatbot application. So to do that, we are going to use this starter point, the chatbot app. So first you come in here by using the URL I'm going to provide. So you can just click this one. So you can clone this repository or download this one. So I also gonna download this one by clicking this download zip. And then now I'm going to turn on the text editor, which is the Visual Studio Code. So in here, I'm going to start the file I just downloaded, chat starter. So from here, we are going to start it. So first, I'm going to let you know what we are going to do today. So if you come in here, so we need to use the Dialogflow API for the chatbot feature. So to use that Dialogflow, there are a lot of things we need to make inside the Google developer website. So first thing we need to do is to create the Google projects. So this is the collection of settings and credential and metadata about the application or applications you are working on that make use of Google APIs and Google Cloud Platform resources. So inside of one Google project, we can create up to 100 service accounts. So by using this service account, we can access to the Dialogflow API or any APIs that provided by the Google. So after creating Google project and service account, we are going to get some secret information from that, and then we need to put that information inside in here. This one is located at, if we come to the starter point, so like inside the server, inside the config. So if I click the dev.js, so we need to put all of the information, like information about Google project, we need to put in here, and then some service account information we need to put here and here, and we also need to put information about the MongoDB here. First, we try to get some information about the Google API. So first we need to create the Google projects. So to create this project inside Google, so we will type the create Google project, and then scroll down, and then we can click Google Developers Console Project. And in here, we click this create projects. And you can name anything you want to. For me, test chatbot app, and I will click this create button. So now we created our Google project, this one. So we also need to make the service account, but before that, we also need to go to Dialogflow website. To go to this Dialogflow website, come back to this Google website, and then type the Dialogflow, and we go to Dialogflow here, and then if you never sign up for this Dialogflow, you can click this one for the sign up. And for me, I already signed up, so I just come inside this Dialogflow. So in here, the first thing we need to do is the create new agent. So what this agent means is the agent is a virtual agent that handles the conversations with your end user. So even though you cannot understand what this means right now exactly, when we really use the Dialogflow later, you can understand it better. So I will just keep going. So we will create new agent, coming back to our Dialogflow, and then just click this create new agent. Even in here, you can name anything you want to. So for me, chat app test, and then there is a default language you want to use. For me, I'm going to choose the English, and then below this Google projects, we are going to choose the one we just created for our Google projects. That was the chatbot app test for me, so I'm going to click this one. We can also change the default time zone. So I live in Korea, but there is no time zone for Korea, so maybe I can just click the Hong Kong, and then I'm going to click this create button. So now we just made the first new agent inside the Dialogflow. So after that, we also need to create service account. So before I said to use the Dialogflow API, we need to have a service account. So we are going to make the service account. So we need to go inside in here, and there are a lot of configuration we can make for this agent we just created. There are also a machine learning setting or the language setting, or so many settings in here. So first, we have this project ID in here. This one we need to put in here. So you download this file from the GitHub page. So if you come inside the server folder, like at the first time, you'll be like this. So you click the server folder and then config folder. First, you need to make this dev.js file, because inside the git.ignore, there is a dev.js. So maybe when you download this file, there is no dev.js file because inside in here, we put all of the secret information that don't have to be exposed to other people. So I hope you can just type everything in here. So I'm going to pause the video for a minute. So I think you already made this one right now. So after that, we are going to copy this project ID and then paste it in here. And then we need to keep making the service account. So we are going to click this one. Inside in here, we are going to click this create service account. So click this one. And then we will type the service account name in here. For me, Chatbot app test. If you want to type some description for this service account, you can type it, but I'm going to skip this one right now. And then I will click the create button. And then we need to give a role for this service account we just made. So for me, we are going to let the service account to control the Dialogflow API. So we will type Dialogflow. So we will give this service account the Dialogflow API client permission. So click this one. And then we will click this continue button. So right now in here, the thing we need to do is the create key. So we need to click this create key button. So right now we are trying to download the file that contain the private key. So we will use this JSON file. So we will click this create button. So this file you need to store safely because this contains the secret information, and you also don't have to lose this file because after that you cannot restore this file later. So I hope you can safely store this file in some safe place. So I'm going to just save inside the download folder, and then I'm going to close this one, and I will click this done button. So now we made our service account, and we also create the private key. So now things that we need to do is put more information inside our secret file in here. So to get this information, we need to open up that file we just downloaded. So I just open up that file I just downloaded. So if you see in here, this file is made up of JSON data. So if you see in here, it has our project ID and private key ID and private key. We can just put this one, private key, like this, copy this private key, and then put inside in here, like this. It is really long, and then we also need to put this client email, this one like this, copy, and then paste it. So now we put all of the information inside our application to use the Dialogflow API. So there is one more thing we need to do. That is the set environment variable called Google application credential to private key. We just download that key file. We need to set this environment variable to that file. Inside the terminal in here, export Google application credential, and then start from the users. The username I am using inside this MacBook. You can see this J1. I need to type J1. I put the key file inside download folder, and then I can type that file's name in here. I'm going to let you see the file. So this one. So I'm going to rename and then copy all of the name and then put this one in here. So if I click the enter, so now I just set environment variable to the private key. So now I just set environment variable to the key file. So now this is all we needed to do for using this Dialogflow API. So see you in our next video. Thank you. Hello my friends. In our last video, we did lots of configuration for the Dialogflow API. So we got a lot of private information and put them inside our application to connect the Dialogflow API with our application. And in this video, we are going to start making some code inside our application. The first I want to explain how this application is structured and how the data come and goes. So first, inside our client, which is our browser in here, if I type something like this, so we just type something and then we send them to the server. But inside a server, there are two routes based on which kind of action we take inside our client. It will be separated into two routes. So after getting some requests from the client, the server will also give some request into the API. And then this dialog API first take care of the request, and after dealing with all of them, this will give the response back to the server and then client. And inside the client, we will just show the response inside our browser. So this is how the data flow inside our application with Dialogflow. So we scroll down. So there are some steps that we need to do in this video. So first, we will make two brief routes. So I say that inside our server, we will have these two routes. So if I first explains what is this two route is, there is a text query route. This one is if we type something normal, it will go to the text query route. So if I just type something like hello, well, how are you? It will give me just a normal text back. But if I just refresh this page, even though I didn't type anything, it actually gave me some information like Jonah's website and nice to meet you. So these kind of things that use this event query route. So this one means that without type something can be triggered with predefined event. So inside our Dialogflow, the website, so we just predefine something like the event in here, introduce my website, and then I type this is John Ann's website, nice to meet you. So this one is same as this one. So whenever this page starts, so I will trigger this event so I can get this response back. So this one needs to use this event query route. So there we will use these two routes to make this application. So first we are going to make this text query route in this video. So we will turn on our text editors. First we go to routes and then Dialogflow in here. We are going to make the routes, these two routes inside the Dialogflow in here. Before we stop typing something in here, we have a lot of the dependencies in here for this application. Like inside, if you see this package.json, you can see a lot of dependencies like this. So to download these dependencies, we need to type just the install npm install and enter. And we also have some dependency inside the client for the inside the client in here. So we can also download these dependencies for client right now. So to do that, So first we need to change our directories, cd client, and then in here we will type npm install again to download the dependencies for the front end. So now we downloaded all of the dependencies that we need for this application. So let's go back to our root directories, and so in here, so now we go back to our Dialogflow, the file inside of routes. So in here, we will make two routes. One is the text query route, and the other one is event query route. Okay, first for this the text query routes, so I'm going to use a router that comes from the Express module. So router, and then we will use the post request. We don't have our front end yet, but inside our front end, later when we type something like this, we will send the request. That's the endpoint will be API, Dialogflow, and this one is text query. So just a text query like this. If we use this router, we don't need to type this one. So we can just put this one inside index.js in here. So like this. I already wrote this one in here. So when we send a request from our front end, first we will find API and dialog, and then we will go to this folder, server and routes and Dialogflow, which is server, routes, and Dialogflow, and then we will find this last endpoint name. So after that, we are going to call the callback function, then request and response like this. And in here, we are going to do something to send some information we got from the client into the Dialogflow API by explaining again in here. So we need to send some information that comes from the client to Dialogflow API. So in here, we need to know how to send some information into Dialogflow API. To know that, first we need to refer to the Dialogflow, the website, which is this one, Dialogflow npm website. So inside this Google, we can just type Dialogflow npm. So we can go inside this one. So if we scroll down, this one is for the NodeJS client, the Dialogflow API. Scroll down. So there is a documentation how we can use this Dialogflow API. So we will just copy all of them, and then we can just put everything in here. We already downloaded this dependency. So if we see this package.json, we already have this Dialogflow dependency. So we just put them in here, put this one in here, and send a query to the Dialogflow agents and return the query wizard. Maybe we don't need this one. So when we send the request to the Dialogflow API, we actually need to create a new session. So we put them up in here, maybe with this explanation. Okay, put them in here. So to create a new session, we need the project ID, but inside the dev.js, we already have this Dialogflow session ID and then project ID. For the session ID, you can change anything like hello or hello session, or anything you want. But for me, I will just do both session. So we will bring these two, Google Project ID and Dialogflow Session ID. So in here, so const project ID. So config ID. First const config require config keys, and use this config, and then Google project ID, and this one Google project ID. Then we make one more, const session ID config Dialogflow session ID. So we put this project ID in here and session ID in here. We just created a new sessions. So we already made the session ID, so we can delete this one, and we can delete this part too. So this one we put, so we put this session path. So inside the request, we put this session in here, and then this text is when we type something in here like hello, this hello, this come inside in here. So if I type how are you, this how are you text will come inside in here. So this one needs to be the dynamic than this hard-coded one. So to change this one, we can just do request the body and text. So when we send some request from our front end, we need to use this text property, so we can get it like request body text. The reason why we can use this request body is that we already have this body parser, so that's why we can get the request body text. Or maybe now I'm like ignoring so many basic information about Node.js or some ReactJS, but maybe if I need to explain too much basic thing right now, maybe I think this tutorial will be really long. So I'm really trying to focus on how to make this chatbot application. So I hope you can understand. So if you cannot understand it really well right now, maybe just you can just leave some comment below, and I'll try to explain some basic things too as much as I can. So we also have the language code. Well, we also put this one inside the dev.js like this, so it can be more dynamic than just the hard code. So we go upside in here, a language code, and config a dialog session language code. So like this, and in here we are using await. Await needs this async, so we put this async in here, async like this, so we can use the await in here. So in here, by using this one, we put all of the requests, like the text that we type in here. Also we put our session and in here together, and then we send this one into the Dialogflow, and then inside the Dialogflow they do something, and then this one will respond back to the server. This is this part. So inside this response, there is some information we need to show inside our client, which is the browser. So rather than we just print out this response, we will just send this response back to our front end. So to do that, we can just do send and this result in here, so like this. So we finished making this text query route. So now first I want to use this route to send some information into the Dialogflow. So to do that, we actually need the postman, because we don't have this client yet, because we didn't make any React things in here. So that's why we need to use this postman. So if you type Postman in here. So if you don't have this application yet, so you can just click this one and then download this application. So if I turn on this application, Postman, so first we will click this plus button. Inside in here we will enter request URL. We are going to send the request inside our server route, named the TextQuery route. So first, to do that, I need to turn on my application. That is npm. If we come inside the package.json, so inside the in here, it's the package.json. To start our applications, we need to type the start. So npm run start. So now we are running our applications at the 5,000 ports. So now by using this Postman, so http localhost 5,000 and then API and Dialogflow and TextQuery. Let's see. So TextQuery, and then this is the post request. So we need to change this one to post. So now we need to put some body inside this request. So we will click this row and then JSON data type, and in here, so we need to send this text. So text. So if I say hello, then I will click this send. So I was having some problem with this credential issues, but I found the solution for this one. So anyways, if I just like how are you, like this, it will give me back some information. So I typed the how are you, and then the response was the one more time. So the way of how I solved this problem was, we need to put this one, like put this environment variable, so inside our directory, root directory. So last time I just turned up terminal, I just tried to set this environment variable in the any directory, but please do this one inside this root directory inside our application. So first, I recommend you to do like this. You type up to here, and then you put that this private key in here. So it will give us the directory, and then you can just click enter. So now npm run start. So we just type one more thing, hello, send. So now we can see the response, hi and how are you doing. And so for the Windows user, so you can just type like this, set Google application credential and the path for that file. So for the Mac user, you need to type the export, and for the Windows user, you need to type the set. So thankfully that we finished making this TextQuery route. So in our next video, we will make this EventQuery route. So thank you for watching this video, and see you later. Thank you. Hello my friends. In our last video, we created the TextQuery route, just this one, TextQuery route. But in this video, we are going to make EventQuery route. So first we are turning on our text editor, and then we come inside the Dialogflow file. So last time we made this TextQuery route here, and then now it's time to make the EventQuery route below in here. So first I am going to just copy everything because it will be really similar to this one. But first we need to change this endpoint. This one will be EventQuery because we will send the event into the Dialogflow. So here, we also need to put the session path that come from here, we created the session in here in our last video. Put that session in here, but there is one thing we need to change because we were sending event instead of text, so we need to change this one into event, and this one is also need to be changed. This one I will type the name, and then this one will be event. So after that, we can put this request in here to send everything into the Dialogflow, and then we will get the response back with these responses. So actually this is the all we needed to do to make the event query. So as we did before for the text queries, by using the Postman, we are going to trigger this API. So turn on Postman, and then we make one more request. It will be post request, and the endpoint will be HTTP localhost 5000 and API Dialogflow and event query, right? Event query to make sure it. So after that, we need to put the body in here. We will choose the row, and we will change this one into JSON, and we get the JSON data type. So this needs to be event. And then now we first need to go to the Dialogflow website to make the intent for this event. So we will go to Dialogflow. So here we have the Dialogflow. So what we want to do is like if we come inside our applications, I want to have this greeting from the chatbot. So we want to make this event. So first we need to make this intent. So click the create intent. So in here inside the event, so it's good for you to just read this kind of documentation. It is always right to read the documentation. Click the add event, and then we click this welcome. After we send the welcome event, which kind of responses we can get from the Dialogflow. So you can just type anything from in here. Now I get greeting, how can I assist? So if I want to get this response again, so I can just copy this one and then paste it. So after that, I need to click this save. I didn't type intent name, so I name this one welcome. So click the save. So they say it already exists, so maybe I can change this name. So welcome to our website. Okay, I will just do like this. Welcome to my website, and then I will click this save again. So now this intent saved, you can see here. So I need to just put this one in here, and then I'm going to, first I need to turn on our server because I didn't turn it on. So npm run start. So now our server is running. So now turn on Postman again, and then I will click this send. So now I got the response back here, so many things. So if I see the log, so I just send this event query, welcome to my website. This comes from this one, welcome to my website. And then I got the response back, the greeting, how can I assist? As I typed in here. So we made it for this event query route. This one. So if you have some question about this, you can just comment below. And then thank you for watching this video. Thank you. Hello my friends. So in our last videos, we've made the server and Dialogflow API parts, So now it's time to make this client part. So we don't have this template right now. So first we are going to make this template. So in this video, we won't take care of this inside part. So we will just make this template and this input box. So to make this one, so first we go to our text editor in here. So now we deal with our front end and we come inside this app.js file. And in here, first we will run our application by typing npm run dev. The reason why we need to type it like this is if we go to the package.json in here, so if we use this dev scripts, so by using concurrently dependencies, so we downloaded concurrently dependency here. So when we just type this one, we can do npm run backend and npm run start together. So this one is for the node server and this one is for the front end server. So I type the npm run dev. So now we are inside our application. So if we come to app.js in here, so I'm going to change this one into hello and then save it. So this one becomes the hello from the chatbot. So I'm going to change it back into chatbot. So chatbot app. So we need to make this template. So first we need to make this wrapper inside in here. But if we try to type everything inside in here, it will be very complicated. So first we will make one more folder only for this part. I'm going to name that folder chatbot. So in here, I will create the folder name chatbot and I will change this B into small case chatbot, and inside the chatbot I will make the file name chatbot and JS. So I'm going to use the functional component. So because I will use the React hook. So first I need to import the React from React, and then I make the function name chatbot and return here. So we will make some template inside in here chatbot, and we need to export this function so we can use this one inside the different file. Export default chatbot. So we are going to import that component we just made, this chatbot. So import chatbot from chatbot and chatbot, and then we put this one in here like this. We go to our application here. So now you can see this chatbot. So if we change this one into chatbot hello like this one changed into chatbot hello as we typed in here. So we will make the template in here. So first change this one to style. So now we made all the template for here. And then there's one more thing I want to do in this video is for this onKey press event. So when we type something, this event happens. So we need to make the function for this event. So I will name it this one key press handler. So I'm going to make this function in here. So event if e the key is equivalent to the enter, if e the target, the value return alert. First, we want to send the message with type. So if we didn't type anything, we need to alert with the text. So you need to type something first. After that, if we have some value inside the input, we will send request to TextQuery route. So we will type something in here. We will send the request into TextQuery. So that's what we are doing in here. We will send request to TextQuery route. After that, empty this input value into empty string. So it target the value is empty string like this. So originally we need to make some function like text query, and then we need to put this value inside in here, because we need to send this text into this Dialogflow louder, so we can get this request body text. So we will send this text into the Dialogflow. So we need to do like this, but we will make this text query function in our next video. So first, so comment out this part and then save. So we just try to type something, or if we don't type anything, we have this alert pop-up. So I want to do step by step, so I pause the video in here. So I will try to make this text query function in our next video. So thank you for watching this video. Thank you. Hello my friends. In this video, we are going to make the text query function. So in our last videos, we made this key press handler. So when we type something in here and then click the enter, so we need to trigger some function. So now it's time to make this text query function in here. First text query like this. So inside in text query, we will send the request into our text query route. So that's what we are going to do inside this text query function. But first, so there are two steps we need to do in here. So first, need to take care of the message I send, because if I type something like hello, so we need to show the message I send. So after that, I will get the response back from the Dialogflow that based on the text I send. So first, I need to take care of the message I send, and then so we need to take care of the message Chatbot sent. First, to take care of the message I send, so I need to define the conversation. So I want to make the variable name conversation. First, I need to put the who sent this message. Now is user, which is me. And then I also need to put the content. Content is the text I type in here, like hello or anything like this. So text and text, like we need to put the text that comes from in here, because we put target value, so pass in here, so we get that parameter in here, so put it in here. But the reason why I make this format is, if we go to the postman, and then first we make the request in here, and I got this response back from the Dialogflow. So if you will see inside the fulfillment message array, so inside in here, there is a text, and then real text we can show on the our message like this. So we need to put this message in here. So you can see this format text, and then real text. So that's why I also do the text and then text and real text. So I will have the same format as we got from the Dialogflow. So that's why I made this format. So now it's time to deal with the message the chatbot sent. But first I need to send the request to the this route in the backend. So to do that, I'm going to use the Axios to make the HTTP request. So I will do try and catch block. So in here, I will send request to the TextQuery route. This one, TextQuery route. So I will use Axios in here, and there will be post request, and then the endpoint is API and dialog flow and text query. Because if we go to index.js, here API Dialogflow and then text query. So that's why I just give this endpoint. So after that, we also need to put the variables in here. There will be this text because inside the Dialogflow route, so we need to get the request body text, this text property. So we need to put that text property in here. So first I'm going to make the body to put in here. So const text query variables, just the text, like the text. So but ES6 we don't need to do like this. This one is the same as this one. So text comes from in here. So just delete this one again and then put it in here. After sending this one in here, we will get the response, and then from the backend, they will send the result to the front end again. So we will get the response by doing like this, response. But in here, we are using the async and then await. So we will also use the async and await in here. So rather than using this then block, we will just do const response await. But we have error in here. The reason is we need to use the await inside the async function. So we need to type the async in here. So that error goes away right now. So inside the response and the data, so inside the here we have all of the information, like this, all of the information. So when we send this request, we have all of the information we can get by typing response and data. So if we want to have only this information, we need to type it like response and data and fulfillment message. But actually the part we only need is just this part. So inside the fulfillment array, we just need this part. So that is the index 0 for this array. So like this. So this part we will get like this, like this. So this part will be same as this part. So that's why we need this part. So we will just delete again, and then we will do const and content like this. So inside the content, So we will just put the conversation again, like this one, conversation. Just yeah, I can paste it in here, conversation, but this time the user has to be changed into chatbot. Maybe it's better to have the shorter name, just bot, and then the content part will be changed into this content from this route. So we will have this catch block. So we have this one again in here like this, and then it will be bot again, but the text will be like error just occur, please check the problem. So we have this three possible conversation. We need to put this conversation into some array. So if we have this conversations, and then this one is array, so we need to put them like this: push conversation, and like even in here conversation, and here. So we need to just populate this one in here, but we are not going to do like this right now because we will use the Redux to do it like this. So I'm going to take care of this one later. So we really try to trigger this request by typing something in our application. So we will see what will happen. Okay, clear up the space like this, and then so we go to our application. First we try to do some console log to print out the result we will get in here. Conversation, like this. So I'm going to go to my application, and then I will type something, hello, in here, hello. Oh, now I got the result back. So like this. So this one is both, and then I got this text, hello, how can I help you? I got this response back from the Dialogflow. So I think we did really well, and in our next videos we are going to make, so now we made this TextQuery functions, and we also need the EventQuery function. So maybe in our next video I'm going to make this EventQuery function. So thank you for watching this video, and see you in our next video. Thank you. Hello my friends, in our last video we made the TextQuery function, but in this videos we are going to make EventQuery function. So it will be really similar to TextQuery, so I think we can do rather fast this time. So come back to our text editor. So first I'm going to copy the text query, and then I put it in here. I change this name into the event query. There will be only some things we need to change. So this needs to be event query variables, and put this one in here, and this text has to be the event. So we need to put that event in here. So and actually we also need to delete all of this part because when we have this text query, first we need to type something in here, and then we will get the response back from the Dialogflow. But for the event query, without texting something in here, we can get the response back. So that's why we don't need to have this part. So the thing we only need to take care of is the message the chatbot sent in here. This one is the text query. So I need to delete this part. Yeah, this part. And this endpoint name also needs to be changed into EventQuery. So I need to define this conversation in here and here too. So this is all for this EventQuery. So it was really fast because we did everything when we did the text query. But there is one question in here. For the text query, when we type something in here, we can trigger this text query because inside this key press handlers, when we just click this enter, we can trigger this text query. But for this event query, we don't have the place to trigger this event query yet. So we made one intent that include that event. So inside the Dialogflow before, if we come in here, last time we made the intent named welcome. Inside in this intent, so we made the event named welcome to my website. So when we trigger this event, we will get the response back with this text, greetings, how can I assist? So we want to trigger this event with this EventQuery function. So we want to trigger this one whenever we just go inside our website like this. So to do that, we will use the use effect. This comes from the React, so we need to bring this one from the React library. So what this does is when we just start our page, this DOM is loaded. We are going to trigger anything in here. So if we put this one, event query in here, and then inside the event query, we give the argument this one, welcome to my website, like this, we can trigger this event. So we will see whether we are going to get this response back or not. So we have this console log. So first I need to turn on, I already turned on my server. We go to our application and I'm going to refresh the page. So see this. Okay, we got the right response back. Greeting, how can I assist in here? This one comes from the here. Greeting, how can I assist? So thank you for watching this video. And in our next video, I think we are going to show our messages in here like this. So thank you for watching this video. Thank you. Hello, my friends. In this video, we are going to display messages with Redux. So if we see the application, like if we type something like this, actually we can display the message we just typed like this. But in our applications we are making right now, even though I type something like hello, actually nothing happened. But if we see our console panel, if we type something, hello, so we can see some log that appear in here. So now in this videos, we are going to display this kind of message data inside our chat panel. That's what we need to do. But when we do that, we are going to use the Redux. Originally, in the normal chat application, we need to put the message data into the database. After that, we fetch the messages that inside in the database, and then we display that data in the browser. But for this chat application, we actually don't need to put messages in database because after like refreshing the page, we want to start from the scratch. So that's why we don't need to put the data inside the database. So how to store the message and where? So if we don't put the data inside the database. So there are two ways. One way is that we are putting the data inside the state, and then the other way is the inside the Redux container. So in our applications, we are going to use this second way of using Redux container. So first, I'm going to save messages data inside the Redux container. So first, we go to our text editor here, and then we go to file name, the chatbot here. Okay, we do console log here first. Text I sent. Okay, so if I type something again in here, hello, you can see text I sent. So I typed the hello, this one. So the who is the user, which is me. With this information, I'm going to have some icon, and I will just put this text inside in here. So I will use this one. So in here, I'm going to use a Redux. To use that, I need to import the use this patch and use selector. This comes from the React and Redux. We already downloaded these dependencies in here, package.json and React Redux. We already have it, and we already did all the configuration for the Redux. If you see in here, I already made it in here, provide, and then just all of the Redux middleware, Redux song, and Redux promises. So that's why we can just do like this right now. We need to make the dispatch. So use dispatch. So by using the dispatch, so we need to trigger the action. So dispatch in here, and then the action name will be save message, and we need to put this conversation. This conversation is this information, this message data, and then we need to make this save message action. Import from action and message actions. So I already made this action folder in here, action files in here. So I made a sample function in here, but I'm going to change it. So this action's name is save message. So copy this one, and by going to a message actions file and change this name into save messages. So in this parameter, so we put this conversation information. So in here, we need to change the type. Name will be save message, and we need to change this one, and we need to define these types inside the types.js here and save that message. And by using this save, we need to connect this action and then reducer together in here. And we also need to put this save message inside this case. And then we just change this one. Like original state, the previous state is the empty array. So inside empty array, we need to put just this information. Like if I type in again, hello. So we need to put this text information and this information inside in the message. So we need to do the state messages and concat, and then action and payload. Action and payload. This one is just this data. Action and payload is this data. So save it. So now, whenever we type something, we trigger TextQuery function, and then in here, we just put this conversation data inside the Redux store. So I'm going to let you see what happened inside the Redux store when I type something. So I'm going to refresh the page, and then I will turn on Redux extension here. Now you can see the previous state is just empty array because we just inside the register. This one is the empty array, so that's why we have this empty array. I'm going to type something here. Hello. So if I type the extension again, so now we have this data. I just type hello, and a user is the who is the user, which is me, and then this hello I just type. If I type one more again, second, and then I'm going to turn on it. So you can see we have two items inside the messages array. So in here, yeah, like this. So now, not just we put only the data I just sent, so I will also put this conversation data I will get from the Dialogflow like this. So, and if I get some error from the Dialogflows, I also put this conversation data inside the results store. Not just this one. So when we just trigger the event query, we also need to put this conversation data inside the Redux store, even for the error for the event query. So I'm going to let you see what will happen right now. So refresh the page. Even though we didn't type anything, one data already inside is the messages, because whenever we start our page, we have this event that happen. Greeting, how can I assist? So after that, I'm just type hello like this. And then now we have more data right now. We have three data because this one comes from the our event for greeting. And then the next one is the message I just sent, like hello, and then the last one is the response from the Dialogflow. So this who is the bot, and then the text is hi, how are you doing? So we put a lot of data inside the Redux store. So in our next videos, I'm going to just populate a lot of data that's stored inside the Redux in the chat panel. So thank you for watching this video, and see you in our next section. Thank you. Hello my friends. So in our last video, we put our message data inside Redux store. So today what we are going to do is to populate the message data stored inside a Redux store into the chat panel. So if we type something in here like this, not only we just put that message I sent inside the Redux container, we also want to display these message data in here, like the normal chatting. So to do that, first we need to make the template for the chat message. So like this, we are going to make this template. So first we go to our text editor in here. So inside this one, we need to make the template for these things, but this one is too small. But if we keep making something in here, this will be so complicated. So we will make the per method in here, name the render messages like this. Maybe I need to wrap it with the curly braces. So, and then we make this one in here, const. Okay, this. So, first inside in here, we need to put this Redux data in here. We need to put all of the messages stored inside the Redux in here. So to do that, we are going to use this user selector that comes from the Redux. So here, const messages more explicitly from Redux. Okay, and user selector, and then state, state and message and messages. The reason how I can type like this is, so inside the Redux store, you can see this state is message, and inside the message we have the messages. So inside the messages we have all of the message data. So that's why state and message and messages. Again, state and messages, all of the message data. So inside these messages from Redux, we have all of these message data. So we can put these messages from Redux inside in here. So we can have this parameter named returned messages. So only when we have return messages, we will return this one, and then we will do the map over this one because we have 4 messages right now. We need to take care of one by one. That's why we need to use this map method. So this one, message and index 1, and we will return the render 1 message. So we put this one in here and here again, and else to return null. Okay, return, and then we need to define this render 1 message in here. Render 1 message. We put the 2 parameter for this render 1 message. So we also need to put these 2 in here. First, we will see what is this message by printing out this console. Okay, like this. First, to make it more clear, so I'm going to just comment out this console, other console log. Okay, I have only this console log line now that comes from the render 1 message. Then save it and then come back to our application, and if I type something, hello, so we have these messages like this. So inside in here, the data we need is this one, creating how can I assist, and then this user data. This one is for the bot. So we need these 2 datas. So now I'm going to make this template in here. So I'm going to use some CSS framework named EntDesign. So in there, wrist and icon and avatar from EntDesign. Okay, then we scroll down again to that place to make that template. So in here,
returned wrist.
So inside in here, first we need to have this message, and for this title, message dot this who, and for the icon, maybe we don't have icon right now, so a description like message and content, message and content, and text, content and text, and one more text. Okay, I will do like this first. Go back to our application. Okay, we can see this one right now. If I type like this, so now we can see our messages that appear in here. But I actually want to make the separate file to take care of this part, because we need to do more things in here. So I'm going to make just one more folder named section, and inside the section I will make the file name message.js rfce. So make the functional component in here. I will just put everything in here. So I need to import something to define this one, and I need to bring them in here. So I need to send the props in here for these data. So I also need to import that component message from sections and message. So I need to put this message component in here like this. And for the key first, we need to give the key props. This will be index, come from here, and then we need to give this title props. That the title is the who sent this message. So just I will name this one who. So this one is the message and who, and the last one is the text message. So okay, so I will name this prop text and message content and text, and then inside the message component we need to change the name. It comes from the props, so props and then text, because this props name is text and this props name is who. So props and who. Okay, and this name is props and key. So now it's the same as before. So we can see this one, but I want to add some the avatar in here. So it also comes from the anti-design CSS framework. So icon, when the who is the bot and when the who is the user, we need to differentiate the avatar like this. Const avatar src src. So if the props is the who and is the bot, okay, the icon type will be robot. If not, this icon and type will be smile. And then we put this avatar inside in here. Props. Okay. So now, hello. Well, okay, we actually need to just delete this one. Okay, delete this one. Okay, hello. So now we have the avatar for the bot and the user. So now we have done good for the showing our message data in the chat panel. So thank you for watching this video and see you in our next section. Thank you. Hello my friends, in this video, so we are going to make the card message. So far, we've just get the text message. So if I type something in here, like I will get the text message back from the Dialogflow. But if I type the JavaScript, so we also get this card message like this. So this is what we are going to do in this video. But before I start making this card message, there is one mistake I made before. So I'm going to fix that first. So that was the, if you see here, so this is the response I got from the Dialogflow. So if we just type the text, I will get only the message back. But if I type like the one I just typed like this, scripts, I got 3 message back from the Dialogflow. So if I just give index zeros, I will get only this the first message. So it was wrong. So I need to change this one into for let the content of response data and fulfillment messages, and I need to put them this one in here, and I will replace this one with this one. So even for the this one is for the text query, so even for the event query, so we need to change this part with this one. But I need to define this one with let. It's time to make the card message for this one. So first to make the card message, we need to make an intent for the card message. So we need to go to Dialogflow. In here, we are going to make one more intent for the card message. So the name will be card message. So in here, if we type this card message or card or special message, we will get the card message back, but that will be the custom payload. But this is not just a normal message, so we need to we need to use the custom payload in here. So we need to write the JSON data. So first, card. So inside this array, we are going to make 3 cards. That is the 1 and 2 and 3 cards. So first, so inside in here, there is a description and the title and the image. And if we click this one, we go to the YouTube. So we also have the link for this one. So we will put all of the information in here. So first, image. This one, I already saved the image inside a dialog a Cloudinary. So I put this one, and then description for this one, YouTube clone remember stack, and link, and it. This one is the YouTube link for my video, and I will also put the stack, just the more stack. So but I need to put all of them inside the object like this, and then make the better format for this one. And then I just want to paste them. So I made the 3 cards like this, 3 cards, but actually I needed to change this information for this one and this one, but it would take so long time, so I'm just gonna paste it like this, and then I just click this save button, so this agent become trained. So now we made the intent for the card message, so it's time to make a card template. So we come to our text editor in here. In here we only have the template for when we have this just a normal message, but we also need to put the template for this one in here. So we need to give some conditions. So in here we need to give some condition here to separate message kinds. So first will be the template for normal text, and the other one is the template for card message. So this one is for the normal text, but before we separate them, we are going to see this message log. So first I'm going to turn on my application, npm run dev. So now we come to our application that we are making right now. So if I type the this one, so this training phrases, card message, card message. Okay. Because we didn't give some condition in here, that's why we get some errors. So first I'm going to just comment out this part, so we are not going to get any errors. So again, I'm going to type this one again, card message. So now we can see this one. So if you see here, there is an image and stack and description and link. So we predefine in here image, description, and link and stack. So this one is actually different from maybe this one. This one is for the only text response, but this one is the response for the card message. So this payload is totally different from this one and this one. So by using these different payloads, we are going to give the condition. So first for the this text payload, so in here, if so first we put this message, and then if we come in here, message, and then content, this content, and when we have message and content, and if we also have this text, so this text again, and if we have text again, so message, content, and text, message, content, and text, we know this one is the text response. So we just return this text we made in our last video. So we put this one in here, but else if, so inside in here, if we put this message first, and then we see here content again, content, and payload, message, content, and payload, and fields and cars, and field and card. So if we have this one, we know we got the card message back from the Dialogflow. So we will return card message. So inside in here, we need to make the card message template. So to do that, first we will make the div, and inside in here, if we first we need to make this one, this avatar and this name. So we are going to use the same in here by using the ent design. We put them in here first. So we need to bring this one in here too. So, and then we also want to bring this one too in here. So this one has to be changed like this, and message and message, message, and like this. Also, now I'm going to let you see what will happen in here. So if we type the this message again here, message. So we have something, but we don't have any description in here, which is this cards. We don't have them because we didn't do anything for this description. So now it's time to make this description. But inside the description, actually we have these 3 cards, not only 1 card. So actually we need to map over these 3 cards. So first I'm going to make the helper method in here. Maybe the name will be lender cards, and so I need to make this lender card method in here and return. So inside in here I need to put all of the information about these cards, but in here you can see if you see here, so we need to put this value because inside this value we have these 3 card information, 1, 2, 3. But this 3 information is this information, so that's why we need to have this value inside in here. So to do that, we need to put this one like this and list value and values, because values this one. So in here we put the cars as a parameter, and then put the part, and we need to map over all of the cars. So card and index. In here we are going to make the card component like the message component in here. Key and card info and card to here card struct value. So struct value, and then we need to make this card component. So inside in sections we need to make the file named card.js rrfce. So in here, so we are going to make this card template with entity design. So So now we made our template for this card. So lastly, we need to populate the data that comes from Dialogflow into card template. So we need to put the data inside in the template. So we need to put the props in here. But first we need to import this component, card component, inside the chatbot. So import card from section and card. And we put this card component in here. We already put it in there. And we bring this card info properties in here. So props and card info field. So what we are doing here is in here. Okay. We want to put the image. So this image, this one in here in the image source. So props and then field and image and string value. String value in here. For this art, maybe we just put the description like in here. Description and string value. Description and string value. And for this the link here, we put the same thing up to this part, and then the link is in here, link and string value. So link and string value in here, it has to be newpner. Yeah, so these warnings went away. So and then for the title, so we have this title, stack title. So we can put this one. So we can put first up to here, and then stack and string value. And for the description, you can just put this one for the description. So now we are going to save it. So we will try if we will have the card message or not. So I'm going to type message in here. So now we have all the three message here. So thank you for watching this long video, and you did really well, and see you in our next video. Thank you. Hello my friend, this is the last video for our chatbot application. Actually, there are so many things to left we actually can deal with inside a Dialogflow API. But I just want to deal with the basic things you can easily deal with. So the last thing we are going to do is the actions and parameters. So if I let you see what that is, if I type the hello, this chatbot asked me to write my name. So if I type my name here, it also asked me to type my email. On labor.com. And where do you live? I live in Korea. So thank you, John, for giving us the information. We will contact you soon, john@neighbor.com. Actually, this is not my real email. Anyway, so this kind of action is the one we are going to do. So if we come in the dialog flows, so if we type who are you or hello, so there are the part for action and parameter inside in here. So we got these three questions. So if we see in here, please tell me your name and what is your email and where do you live. So we put this information, and then by using this value for the parameter, we put this value for the name and also put the value for the email. So if we complete this action, we will get this response back. So I'm just going to make one more this action and parameter. So I'm going to make one more the intent to make this action and parameter. So I'm going to click this create intent. So this intent name will be action and parameters. So if we type who are you? So if we type this who are you, this chatbot will give us some action. First the name parameter, the entity will be the sys and given name, and this value is the name, and check this required part so we can type the prompts. So please tell me your name, then new parameter email, so sys that email for the value, and click this required again, and please tell me your email, and one more new parameter for the location, so sys and location and location. So where do you live for the prompts? So if we complete all the actions, we will get the response back from the Dialogflow. So thank you. This name. I will contact you soon. This email. So this email, I click the save. So now if we go back to our application here, we press the page, and then as we type in here for the training phrases, who are you? If I type the who are you, so please tell me your name, as we predefined in here for the prompts. Please tell me your name. John An again. And what is your email? john@labor.com. Where do you live? Korea. So actually we can put this information inside the database. So this inside, if we come in here, we will get the information in here, this part for this data we just type. So inside in here, we put that data inside the MongoDB or the MySQL or any database that you want to put into. So actually that's all for this Dialogflow API. So if you have some question about this Dialogflow, so I hope you can ask me in the comment. And actually there are more features inside the Dialogflow. I hope you can play with this Dialogflow so you can learn more and more things like the fulfillment or some small talk or pre-built agent. There are lots of features inside in here. So thank you for watching all of the videos, and I hope I can see you again in the next project I'm going to make. So thank you.